Hargreaves, chance for Torquay. Chris Hargreaves, the captain. If he stays offside, Carlisle checks instead. He's looking for Benyon. Sills.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the latest edition of Gull'S Eye View. I'm joined tonight by three of TorquayTalk's finest. On my right, Chris Wade.
Evening.
To my left, Tom Kelly.
Oh, Swanee's going to hate you for these individual intros. Good evening.
And hovering above me, I have Rachel Mallock.
It's like University Challenge.
Only without the penalty points, I reckon. Well, it's been a better week, hasn't it? It's all starting to look a little bit more promising, really, in Gull'S world. Two really good, convincing wins on the road at Farnborough and then again on Saturday at Maidstone. We did cover Farnborough a little bit in last week's episode, but I mean, it's good enough to have another go, I think, isn't it? It might end up feeling like a turning point this season, he said.
I think you should have another go at that intro, Clive. Who are we playing on Saturday?
Did I say I bet I said Maidstone, did I?
You did.
So this Saturday we're playing Maidstone. Last Saturday we played Maidenhead. Come on, let's leave it in because we'll be here.
Leave it in. It's
right.
natural, isn't it? It's natural.
Most ahead.
They're all Tim Pot, as we know. I'm going to ask Chris first for his reactions on a good night at Farnborough.
Well, quite, yeah. And as the last episode was recorded, we were sucking on a humbug on the journey home, weren't we, Clive? So that's outstanding. They got that out so quickly. But yeah, very much the humbugs you then forgot on Saturday, just for the record, Clive. That's not gone unnoticed. You need shaming across the YouTube world for that.
Just for clarity, for a moment, I'd just like to say that sucking on a humbug was not a euphemism. That's what we were actually doing. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm really
nice.
sorry. I left them at home on Saturday.
Very nice as well. They were. But no, we had a lovely night out. We had a nice little train journey up. Missed our connection at Reading, so we had to go and have a nice pint in the Four Guineas pub at Reading, which was pleasant. Yeah, it was a good result. I said before kickoff, I was worryingly confident ahead of that game because Farnborough was struggling and it felt like we'd reached a point of not quite of no return, but we had a good chat with Paul before the game and he seemed chipper and confident, and we'd been to watch Tottenham Maidenhead the night before. But when you're 2-0 up in the first 10 minutes of games, it helps and makes the evening a bit easier. But we dominated the game, both the games, but particularly looking at Farnborough, we dominated the possession. We've moved the ball very well in the last three games, looking back to the Dorking game. And we all know no one wants to hear it because we lost, but against Dorking was actually, I thought, as good a home performance as we've had under Paul Watton in terms of how we played. But
that would be Hornchurch, Chris, would it?
It would be Hornchurch, yeah. What did I say? Dorking, yeah. We're doing well tonight, aren't we? Hornchurch as well, yeah. So, but actually, I know Farmer, we did the same again. We moved the ball, and in kind of both games, we've only kind of had a bit of heat because we've not quite brought it on ourselves, but not a long way short. In that, the needless handball for the penalty near the end, and it gave them a bit of steam in a few corners, and they somehow missed from on the goal line, but. We dominated the game, scored some good goals. Callum Dolan's quick feet made the first goal. Good team move and alertness made the second goal, and good error at the back post and a little deflection made the third goal. So they were a poor side, let's be frank. And I jokingly said to Clive, you watch, they'll beat Dorking on Saturday because Mark White was there, lo and behold. So they beat Dorking 2-0 on Saturday, which was helpful for us. But yeah, good night out, good journey home. Was in bed by 1 o'clock. So it was a good night out and the first 3 points of the week.
Great company, and a shout out to your dad as well, who was on a bit of an odyssey last week, wasn't he?
He was, he'd been to Bristol City on the Tuesday night. Then we was Farnborough on the Wednesday. Back here to then go to Scotland for a few days. Was at Stenhouse Muir on Saturday. And was back on Sunday evening. So yes, and he'll be at Playmore this Saturday.
I cannot wait to retire. If that is the lot of a football fan in retirement, that's good enough for me.
I'm sure you'll hear all about it next time you see him, Clive.
Yes, I look forward to it. And a shout out to the Harbour Town programme as well. Whilst we're at it,
absolutely,
well done,
absolutely,
well done,
plenty of those.
And thank you for the lift as always. That was much appreciated. Okay, so. We moved on. 7 days is a long time in football, isn't it? We moved on to Maidenhead, didn't we?
We did.
Saturday. And a bit later on, for your delectation, there will be a blog that's been put together brilliantly by Tom with great editing skills based on stuff that me, Chris, and he filmed on Saturday. Some of it semi-serious, most of it not at all serious. We hope you enjoy that. But I suppose we better get into discussing that afternoon. Really, Tommy, take us into it if you would.
Well, what an away day it was. A brilliant afternoon's work all round. Nice little train journey up from Littlehampton for me, and yeah, got into Maidenhead at 12 o'clock. Then you guys turn up, what, 10 minutes later, and a couple of drinks in the Irish bar just across from the station, and having some Guinness in the worst cups I've ever seen. I mean,
Have we
they
not
say
got
they
over
ran
that
out
yet,
of
Tommy?
Guinness
Still.
cups, but yeah, but oh well, it is what it is. But no, look, it's a game, after an important victory on the Wednesday night. You look at the turnaround, it's only 72 hours, Wednesday to Saturday. It's a long journey back from Hampshire, not Surrey, on the Wednesday night, and then back up to Berkshire, so on the Saturday. So no, look, the lads put in a really big shift, and ultimately we were fully deserving of the 3 points. We were fully deserving of more goals as well. I mean, for Maidenhead, a club who have come down from the National League under Alan Devonshire, that it almost a little bit of reminisce of our relegation back into the National League South. An experienced manager, been there a long time, and it's not quite going quite so well. They hadn't won in 4 or 5 to the point we were there on Saturday. And to be honest, Paul Watton, you could forgive him maybe if he did make a couple of changes to give some players a rest, but he didn't. He kept it unchanged from Wednesday night. And the only blemish on the record was Worthington having to go off in the first couple of minutes. Looked like he niggled a hamstring. So that's a shame. Hopefully, it's nothing too serious. And it wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't feature on Saturday in the trophy. But to be fair to the lads, we were in full control from pretty much start to finish. Um, Kept well the ball, played it around really nicely, and we opened them up with a bit of a quality, what I think the Americans would call a daisy cutter goal from Callum Dolan on the left side. It just swings at it, doesn't he? He swings at it from about 25 yards out into the bottom left corner. 400 or so Torquay fans go wild in the away end, and you know I just thought it's the best performance that I've seen us play. I thought we were pretty good against Farnborough on Wednesday night, and it's good to see us back that up with another positive away performance. I mean, who would have thought a week or so ago that we'd be talking about 6 points from 6 on the road and 2 away wins, and convincing away wins? And we got the important second goal, which knocked the stuffing out of Maidenhead, only for a defensive error from, I think it was Falston and Dreyer right at the end, where they've kind of come together and missed their man to make it nervy at the end. Typical Torquay United, but anything less than 3 points would have been unjust in my opinion. And I think had we scored another 3, 4, maybe again, same as Farnborough on the Wednesday, we would certainly have more goals in us. And yeah, I thought we were fully deserving of the 3 points. And I thought, as an away day goes, that's one of the better away days. Certainly, best away day I've experienced this season so far. No doubt because hanging out with you, Chris and Clive and Matty and the rest of the TorquayTalk gang and everyone. So no, fantastic afternoon's work. And again, I just come away with positives. It's I think this week has been a very, very big week for Paul Watton, and fair credit to him. He's come through and got 2 fantastic wins away from home.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that, Rach. Really, it does feel a big week for a manager under pressure, doesn't it? What are your thoughts?
Well, it's been like an albatross, hasn't it? It's been a weight on all our shoulders. This away form, the just not performing very well. Never mind, sort of, eking out points here and there. So I think the fact that both the Farnborough game and the Maidenhead game, we've played really, really well. Forget where Farnborough are, forget where Maidenhead, that doesn't apply in the National League South. Bottom team, they'll raise their game. They've got that in them, haven't they? In this league, we've seen it. So for Paul Watton, but I think he's actually he's quoted that, hasn't he? He said, he's not felt under pressure. He has had every faith in this squad. He knows and has known that there is these performances in them. And we've said that as well, haven't we? This is what's mystified us. Why haven't we been, performing like we have these last 2 away games, because we have got the quality in the squad, and these are really good footballers. What's lovely for me is, because I'm not saying we've been a little bit of a one-trick pony, far from it, but we have relied heavily on Jordan Young, and suddenly we're seeing the best of Callum Dolan, aren't we? We're seeing the quality but other players as well who have had injuries and have taken a wee bit of time to come back into form, like Low Everton, players, Dennis, Louis Dennis, they're starting to show and display what we kind of knew they had in them. And, shout out to Sonny Fish. I think, was it the Maidenhead goal? Didn't he run the length and breadth of the pitch?
Yeah.
And but for, I think he maybe ran it a little bit too far, didn't he? And then I think the defender managed to chip in and knock it out for a corner. But I'm really chuffed for Paul Watton. He's it has been pressure. We've all been disgruntled, haven't we? We've all been whinging and moaning about it, but it's because we've been doing really well at home, but we have had this sort of this heaviness on these away performances, and with each away performance where we haven't performed, it's got heavier and heavier. But suddenly, we do feel like a lightness, don't we? We do feel like there's a weight that's been lifted, and I'm really glad for Paul Watton. I'm really glad for the team, for this squad of players, because it is a very, very good, very, very good squad of players. And where are we now? We're 4th. I mean, that Hornchurch defeat was fantastic, wasn't it? It's really got the juices flowing a little bit, because they looked indomitable, didn't they? They looked like they were going to just. So the fact that
Chelmsford,
that they've lost that record now, so that they're it just feels the complexion just looks and feels better, doesn't it, at the moment? And the fact that this Hornchurch, their bubble's been burst. So now they're just as human as the rest of us. But it feels good at the moment.
Yeah, good times, absolutely.
I think, can I just add as well, Clive? Just what impressed me.
I was going to ask you to reflect back on Maidenhead, Chris, but crack on, absolutely.
Yeah, I think what was good, especially, I mean, how good was Jordan Young on Saturday for a bloke who didn't score a goal? Wow. Just him and Dolan, but particularly Young from the second half, was just, in terms of technical ability, moving with the ball, attacking players, working hard, getting back, which is a feature to his game we didn't see as much last season, but a lot more this season. But how good is he on the ball? That free kick, the run and cross for the second goal, the couple of goals he nearly scored, just so dangerous. And as Rachel said, we're seeing some danger from Dolan there. He's got a bit of rascal in him, hasn't he, Dolan? And there was a tackle in the Hornchurch game that could have ended differently, and he got booked at the weekend. There's an edge to him, isn't there, which we like. But I'm really pleased for Paul, because I think, I've personally not wavered from the fact that I think he's doing a good job, but the away form was holding his back. There's no two ways about that. And he was very calm and relaxed ahead of the game when we spoke to him at Farnborough, and I think he knew from his reaction at the end that he needed that. I mean, everyone knew that we needed those points, but I think this sounds ridiculous, but we just need to look to a really good side. The goalkeeper's been much better this season. His kicking's a lot better. His distribution's good. The defence is solid. Low Everton's been good in midfield, and we just look dangerous up front. The next step is to start to give some sides a smacking, because we have wasted a lot of chances in some of these games. You would think someone's going to get it, and it's going to be a 5 or a 6 job, because we have really wasted chances, and we've had a lot of kind of moving around of positions up front with with injuries and unavailability. But I mean, when you've got players as good as Jordan Young and Callum Dolan, show me players as good as that elsewhere in this division, because they're just such difference makers. They really are. And Dolan's got that bit of arrogance to him, which let's be honest, you'd like to see.
Yeah, very positive signs. There was a couple of little quotes and interactions from players after Saturday, which struck me as well. I thought Jordan Thomas had another good game. That's back to back good performances from him. He was maybe a little bit unlucky with a penalty against Hornchurch. I think it was a penalty, but they're not always given. But
wrong side when he was the problem.
I thought Farnborough and Maidenhead, he was very good again.
Great.
And he he commented. He basically called Dyer his partner. So obviously the partnership we think of with Jordan Dyer is with Sam Dreyer at centre back, but obviously right sided centre back and right back, they need to be on a wavelength as well, don't they? And it was interesting. I thought that Jordan said that. So maybe a little sign of things coming together. Gelling. What are we 16 games in or something now? It does take a while. So that was good.
I think as well, Clive, if I can just add one more thing, just how good was Saturday? We said coming away from the ground. I mean, imagine if you didn't like football. I mean, what do you do if you don't like football? But from having been with my dad at the weekend during the week, my oldest son came with us, and he was desperate to get to an away game. He absolutely loved it. The atmosphere, the singing after the game, having a drink and watching the football in the pub before, which he wanted. In terms of the away day, it was you get a win. It was just so good. Spending great time with some great people who you don't see all the time. Great to see Matty there, and had a chat with him and Tom Diamond, who was on the radio. We had a drink with before the game. Just everything that makes you want to be a football fan. Just a fantastic day. And I was in the door before 9 o'clock, so plenty more of that.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, we have the time of our lives away from home sometimes, don't we? And actually, very often the best part of the day is sort of leading up to 3 o'clock. If you get a good result, it almost puts the tin hat on it. But you're going to go away and have fun.
And a pig's under blanket sandwich, Clive, coming home as well in a meal deal. That was outstanding, wasn't it?
Nothing wrong with it, is there?
No, not at all.
Crucially, as well, the brilliant thing about Maidenhead is it's 5 minutes walk from the football ground, and there's pubs in between. I mean, if you had to design a map of a sort of fantasy football town, it wouldn't be far away. You got trains as well for us of that persuasion. We had a walk down Bell Lane, didn't we, Tom?
We did,
and that's not a euphemism either. That's
the
way you get to the turnstiles. It was absolutely fantastic. It was a great day.
It was fantastic, especially after the dross that we have seen away from home this season. I mean, again, that was my first away win that I've seen live in person this season. So, of course, naturally, it's up there with great away days. But it's everything that I love about this football club and the people that follow this football club. I mean, to take I don't know how many there were at Farnborough, but on the TV when I was watching it, it looked like maybe 150 odd, maybe a little bit more. You guys probably have a better estimate than me.
Hard to tell, wasn't it? Because it was
not segregated.
I wouldn't mind betting it was closer to half and half.
You think?
Yeah, no idea. Yeah.
And then to go back, I know a lot that it's probably exiles who have come up, but it's just great to see easily 400. I think possibly a few more. I hate it when clubs segregate and then don't announce the away following. Like, you've obviously got the figure there. You're either too embarrassed to admit that we've got taken half the crowd. But anyway, that's a thing for another day. But yeah, it's just the performances haven't cut muster away from home. But this last week, our patience has been rewarded to a degree. And it's just encouraging to see that the players like Jordan Young and the players like Callum Dolan suddenly, of course, Jordan Young's had a really good start, and we know Dolan's had a knock and he's taken a bit longer to get going. But the last two games, Dolan especially, my goodness me, he looks quite the player. And we all knew he was going to be a decent player at this level anyway. But I don't think I don't think the difference is there that suddenly our good performance and the way that we kind of dominate in the midfield and keep it there and then move it forward so dangerously. I think when you've got players playing to the potential like Jordan Young and Callum Dolan,
Everton as well,
and Low Everton, wasn't he man of the match in the verdict, Chris?
He's really hitting.
No, I think it was Young.
The heights.
Young got 9, Low Everton got 8, I think, from Ben, I'd like to add that Ben didn't know he was writing it until we were coming home. So it wasn't as, he likes to have a notebook and write things down. But Dom said coming home, who's writing the verdict? Anyone? I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, no, I think it was Young 9 and Low Everton 8. But yeah, absolutely, yeah. He started getting forward a bit more.
We had to tie him down to stop him from writing it then, didn't we? He was that.
We did, yeah. I was like, do it in the morning, it's fine. Have another Haribo, it's all good.
He did a pretty good job as well.
We look particularly strong in the last two away games in midfield especially. And yeah, we're missing a little bit up front still. I mean, it'll be interesting when Cody's back fit, whether we kind of revert back to how we were playing with him in the team or not. But that's still a couple of weeks away at least. But, we should be, in the last two games, we should have scored at least 5 or 6 in my mind in both the games, because I thought that would have been a fair reflection because we did dominate. We did dominate both those games, and it was only until a mistake towards the end which made it a bit nervy in the Maidenhead game. But again, you can't argue with the fact that in the last two games away from home, it looks like we have turned a corner. I mean, me and Swanee referenced it on the last episode of Goals Have You. Have we turned a corner? And it's like, oh, is it too early potentially to say we've turned a corner?
Yeah.
But we've followed it up. We've got back-to-back away wins, which, at this level, it shouldn't sound like an achievement really. But the way our away form's gone so far, it's quite a big deal at the moment. And obviously, this weekend we've got the FA Trophy to look forward to, if you're of that persuasion. But so it's a week off from the league. But going into some very tough games. I mean, what have we got coming up? We've got Eastbourne at home, Worthing at home, who are on a resurgence under Adam Hinchelwood again. They're on a good run of form, and then Chelmsford coming up.
Yeah.
So if we are starting to perform well, then let's see how we do in the next three. Because if we can go unbeaten, hopefully in those three games, then that will be quite the statement.
Yeah,
I think as well.
Go on.
Sorry, no, go on, Clive, go on.
No, I think you're right, Tom. It's a great chance. Just a couple of quick final bits, really. I think from Maidenhead, if you don't mind. Sunny Blue Low Everton, or Sunny Low Everton, as I think Paul sometimes calls him. It'd be good to get clarity on that, wouldn't it? Whether the blue is an essential or not. I was really impressed with his interview post match.
Yeah,
he spoke like a leader.
Very articulate.
He really spoke like a leader and almost like a captain. He's 24, I think. I think there's definite sort of management potential there if that's an avenue he wants to go down later in his career. I've never heard him speak before, and I was very impressed. So props to you, young man. That was excellent.
I can confirm it. He was the player of the match in Ben's TorquayTalk match verdict. Sunny Blue Low Everton.
Was he?
I know I read it somewhere.
He's outside tonight, then, isn't he? Outrageous. Should have been Jordan Young. That's
an important clarification, Tom. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. He told me it was going to be Jordan Young walking home the night before, so he's in bother that. Where is he? He's here somewhere.
Okay, focus.
Got a name like oh, sorry. I was just going to say he's got a name like a country singer. But he talks like a statesman.
Yeah.
Very
good. I've got a quick Josh Umerah story for you. Our former striker, obviously, big, committed centre forward. He's one of these lads that will run all day for you, but not very fast. He's not a binkies man at all. We were talking, or I went over and talked to a dad and his lad in the pub before the game, because there was a lad there. He was probably 9 or 10, I suppose. He had full Maidenhead kit on, and I went over and I said, "Oh, are you mascot today or something?" "Oh, no." He says, "I played this morning." So he plays for one of their age group teams. And I said to his dad, I said, "Oh yeah, that's brilliant. You go to the game?" He said, "Yeah, I'll be there." I says, "What do you think about Josh Umerah? Our old player." "Oh, I'll be honest, mate, I've never heard of him." He said, "Never heard of him." Because it's one of these where his lad's keen as mustard and he kind of tags along. So it just made me smile, really.
And of course, Corey Andrews playing there as well. He came on towards the end. I'm sure Don Romain was absolutely thrilled that he didn't score a goal. Don't you remember Corey Andrews?
For Maidenhead, did he?
Yeah. I'm sure he did.
There you go. Yeah, I think
that was your fifth pint, Chris.
No, not with a child with me. Absolutely not. Well, it wasn't
Chris
five.
It
wasn't five.
Clive. Sorry, you with Clive.
Some of us were taking advantage of the in-ground bar, which was very good. The only thing is they had this weird filling the pint glasses up from underneath thing going on. I believe they do it at Tottenham Hotspur, but it shouldn't be encouraged. It's filthy. It's a horrible way to consume your alcohol, in my opinion. I think it's time that we moved on to talk about what may be Torquay's best chance of silverware this season. Certainly one of the only remaining ones. It's FA Trophy time, and we've been drawn at home to Maidstone on Saturday. And who would like to go first? How do you see the game? And I suppose we'll probably do Kelly's Corner as a discrete part of the game, because the question that we've asked people today is how how much credence should we give the trophy again, really? So let's just talk about the tie ahead. Who wants to go first?
Should we start with Rachel? I think we've kind of hogged this episode a bit.
I love a cup tie myself. Second round, isn't it? So I personally, I put a big sort of onus on cup games. And I know people say, "Oh, it's a distraction we don't need." Well, I disagree. We might not have the biggest squad, which, hey, there we go. But I personally I like cup games, and it's FA Trophy. It's a path to Wembley. It's an opportunity. It's a chance to, we could progress, and who's to say that the excitement will mount if we win on Saturday and then get a decent draw. But no, I'm a bit of a romantic, and I do like a good cup game. So I would like us to field a fairly deep, fairly strong team, and go for it. Yeah. I mean, I'll be there.
Yes, absolutely. £10,
Yeah.
isn't it? Obviously, if you got a season ticket, you do have to pay separately. But how else are you going to get 2 hours of entertainment on a Saturday afternoon in Torquay? £10.
Absolutely. I would agree with that. I think there's two reasons why I think am I cutting out?
You
are
are.
a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can hear that on my ear.
What a shame.
Yeah. I'll try again. People I work with have been dreaming of that. There's two reasons why I think it's important. First one is that winning matches I was remember Paul Buckle saying winning football matches is what you want to do. We're on a good run. We've just won a couple of games. The last thing you want to do is kind of have your bubble burst and kind of take a bit of a negative one on the chin at the weekend. So I think that'll be a reason why to pick a good squad. I think it is a tournament. If things go well, we can go far in. Let's be honest. I think it is. And I think also it's a good home tie. Ideally, you'd want maybe slightly easier opposition, maybe a lower league side than we're in, but it's at home, it's at Plainmoor, and we owe them because they knocked out FA Cup a couple of years back. So I think in terms of the changes we can make, I think that's the other point, because actually there aren't that many. The squad, with Cody out injured, with Carson and Seymour and Crosby out on loan, we've not got lots of choices. I don't think we'll see Matt Worthington anyway, regardless of the knock he had at the weekend, just because he's played pretty much every game apart from Chesham, I want to say, where we had a knock. So I think he'll probably take a rest this weekend. You got Hayfield who can come in there. Denzel might have a go. Ed Palm will probably get a game. So I think you'll see a few changes, but I'd probably like to see Jordan Young have a bit of a break. But equally, having said that, we've got no game midweek either side of it. So I think we'll see some changes, but not wholesale changes. And I think crowd-wise, it'd be good if we got a couple of thousand in, wouldn't it? I think, am I right in saying last year it got called off because of a storm against Truro at this round? And then we played on the Tuesday night?
Horsham.
Horsham, yeah. So and then Truro in the next round, wasn't it? So but I think if we could get 2,000, get yourself down there for bangers and mash before the game, I think it's I agree with Rachel, it's a game to look forward to. £10, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Who do you think is going to play in goal, Tom?
Well, that's we talk about potential changes. I think realistically, the only change you can really make is the goalkeeper. I mean, there's no reserve team. He's only ever played, Wannacott's only played against Brixham in the Devon Bowl. So it's interesting. It's an interesting dilemma because with all due respect, I mean, if he isn't going to feature in the trophy, what's he doing in the team? Because there's no reserve team, so he's not getting games. And surely you want to give him a little bit of match day experience out there. So it wouldn't surprise me if he plays Wanacott, but then it wouldn't surprise me if Watton wants to stick to his strongest team on the basis that, as we've already mentioned, and as many have mentioned in Kelly's Corner, you can't really make that many changes anyway by the looks of it. So, for me, I think I'd like to see Matt given a go in goal. As far as what I feel about the trophy, the final last year was a National League club facing a National League North club. And I think that just goes to show that if you do take it seriously, because you look at some of the National League clubs in recent years, don't take it seriously, get knocked out early on for one reason or another. And all of a sudden it is an avenue to Wembley. I mean, you need a bit of luck with the draw, naturally. For me, and I think I mentioned it to you, Clive, on Saturday, for me, I would want us to progress to the stage where we get a potential trip up north, because I think for the northern goals base up there, being in the National League South, having your nearest home game being Hemel Hempstead or Chelmsford. I mean, there are some decent draws we could get away from home up north. So that's what I would like, because being in this regional football division, it is sad. I do miss the travel. I mean, there was a thing on Twitter I saw earlier about flying to an away game and whether you've done it. And I've done it a few times going to Gateshead. And I think that would be my remit. I mean, can we get to Wembley? Absolutely, we can. I think we do have the quality there. But it's whether the priority will be getting out of this division. And let's be frank, the money in the FA Trophy isn't great, even if you do get to the latter stages of the competition. But it is one round. It is decided on the day, so there's no replays as far as I'm aware. So all games will be decided on the Saturday.
I
Straight to pens, I think, isn't it?
Take it. Sorry, Chris. I think you probably take it one round at a time, don't you? Really? I think definitely. I mean, nobody ever goes out to lose a game of football. I even coming back from Worthing, I wouldn't have accused the manager of that, right? So that doesn't happen. But if we get to January, if we've had a load of games called off over Christmas because of the weather, and we get to January, it might be that we definitely have to prioritise the league. Who knows? The trophy isn't quite as onerous as it used to be, because there's no replays anymore, and there's no two-legged semi-final anymore. So, you're basically playing games on Saturdays, and it'll be a while before our league fixtures would be affected by that, because they factor it in. I'm certainly this round and the next round, I'm sure there's no National League South program that day. So everybody's in the same boat as far as that's concerned. I am very much of the opinion that, you go out there and you give it your best shot. I mean, it's not unheard of for teams to win a league and cup in the same season, is it? It does happen. And
I mean, Hornchurch won it a couple of years ago when they were in the Isthmian League. Yeah. So it can be done.
Yeah, it can. So I think we've got fairly positive vibes about Saturday. I can't see there being a massive crowd there, to be honest. But let's see how we go with that. Let's get behind them.
Not so positive on Twitter though, Clive. Oof.
Well, it divides opinions, mate, doesn't it? So,
doesn't it?
Thank you for leading us in. I'm going to introduce.
You're welcome.
Now. I know it's. I'm sorry to everybody who's been sitting for. I mean, what are we up to now? It must be about 40 minutes now. You've been waiting for Kelly's corner, haven't you? We know. The rest of it is just
the only reason they tune in.
Yeah, that's the only reason Paul Watton tunes in. He's told us that before.
Right. Exactly right. So, without further ado, Tom, ask us a question and give us the answers.
Thank you, everyone who contributed this week. Quite a few of you wrote in, which for FA Trophy Week is fantastic. So thank you. I've asked this week, how important is it for the Gull'S to progress in the FA Trophy, especially after back-to-back away league wins? I'll start with the ones on Facebook. So I've got Tim Shan, who says, good to keep the winning momentum, but in all honesty, it's a competition we can do without. Financial gains are negligible even in the later rounds. Won't be upset if we do go out. Ian Tyson says, that's a tricky one to answer. Points for going for a cup run, keeping momentum, great to have a cup run, and test squad depth and potential for income. Points against, rest key players and reduced injury/fatigue risk, reduces the number of games required so we can focus on the league, potential cost to clubs of lots of away games, not particularly likely to win it, nor is it a meaningful cup competition unlike the FA Cup. I'm probably just shading the ghost as deep as you can approach, although not convincing myself. Stephen Badcott says, I don't consider an FA Trophy run to be a priority or even that important, but a good performance and a win keeps things ticking over and will perhaps augur well for our league performance if we are maintaining good form. And yet, if we got through a couple of rounds, then a trophy run might become more appealing, as long as it doesn't hinder our league matches. Martin Hodds says, should we try and win every game? Yes. Should we be upset if we get knocked out of the trophy? No. Sorted. Nick Potkins says, that is a tough question. A trophy run would be fantastic, but not to the detriment of a league form. if that is an answer. Living in Worthing, I've just put my fiver on Worthing at 12-1 to win the league, which would help soften the blow. And Phil Upton says, been good away recently. The away form is better than expected. Can only hope for no more injuries this weekend. And then we go to the ones on Twitter and X. Joe from Off the Line blog says, couldn't care less about the FA Trophy. We aren't going to win it, and the full focus is best placed on the league. We don't have the biggest squad. Get in, get out, no injuries, and that'll do me. Ollie Ray says, I'd say Saturday is a must-win game, but the opposition is tough. Progressing in any competition and seeing as it's our only competition left is vital. I'd like to see a small rotation. Morgan, Fish, Hayfield, Palmer, and Denzel in, whilst Dennis Worthington, Dolan, Dreyer, and Thomas out. Matt Late says, I don't care much about this trophy, to be honest, but momentum is so important in football. So winning this cup game keeps up the momentum and confidence high. Chris Braun says, I couldn't care about the FA Trophy. The amount of money you get isn't a lot, but saying that, it would be good to get momentum in the league. Ian Hayward says, I would take promotion over success in the trophy, but the FA Trophy is our only genuine chance of getting to Wembley every season. And who doesn't love a good cup run? We're already out of the Devon Bowl, so let's make a fist of progressing in this one, shall we? Paul Mahern says, a chance to keep the recent good form going and also to get a monkey off our back. If we don't, at least it doesn't impact the league. We don't have a big enough squad to rotate too much, so let's try a good run in this and keep the confidence going. Disco Barry says, yes, a cup run would be nice, but I think our main priority is getting out of this league. We don't have a massive squad, and this seems to be plagued with injuries practically every month. So having the trophy matches to contend with, if we do go that far into the competition, might be a distraction. And to round off the corner, By Horse, thank you so much for writing in and your support. Clearly, the league is the priority, but the trophy is also a competition we can feasibly win and make a modest profit doing so. The last week has been a breath of fresh air. Let's try to lay that Maidstone hoodoo to rest and start our Wembley journey. Thank you, everyone, for your contributions this week. A mixed bag. Some don't care, some do. I think it's all about momentum. Win on Saturday, Maidstone, tough opposition, but they're not setting the league alight, are they really? So let's see. But yeah, like I said, I don't know about you guys, but the only real change I can see, other than what we've already discussed, maybe Matt Wonnacott in.
I think Hammond played last year, but then again, Wonnacott probably had a broken arm because he did pretty much all season. So I don't know if there was another alternative. I don't think he will play because I think he'll want the continuity of the same goalkeeper. But equally, if he does play, it's perfectly understandable for me.
He played at the Devon Bowl game, didn't he, with Brixham, Wonnacott? So, God, that was a drab affair. That was.
Yeah, move on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was a good crowd, and quite a lot of such a long journey to travel to, but it was. I was disappointed after that because I thought that's quite a nice little cup, isn't it? But there we go.
Well, at least we ended it, didn't we? Plymouth Argyle couldn't be bothered, and look at how that's worked out for them. That's all I think we need to say.
Oh yeah, they did. They withdrew from it, didn't they? Yeah.
Any excuse to have a pop at Argyle, isn't it, Clive? Any excuse.
Yeah.
But you're just saying about. I mean,
it's been a very difficult season, hasn't it? I see they brought in reinforcements, and Derek Adams is back, so I wonder whether he'll.
I do think had we drawn maybe a team 1 or 2 levels below, then maybe you could make the argument that Wonnacott does start on Saturday. But seeing as it's Maidstone,
I guess
maybe not. But again, he's the number 2 keeper in a competition that, let's be frank, he probably. I mean, it would
have been a Reece Lovett sort of arena, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
if we still had him, but who I liked, I thought he was, but I haven't seen enough of Matt Wonnacott apart from the Brixham game.
Okay, well, personally, I'm picking James Hammond, but none of us picking the team. Paul gets to do that, and we'll see.
Find out at the presser, Clive.
I was going to say that sounds like a question for the presser.
Yeah, that's your job, Clive. Tomorrow.
He won't tell us his team tomorrow afternoon. I know that for certain. Shall we do predictions followed by any other business if there is any, and then we can get on with our evenings and people can go and listen to something less boring instead.
Other
Remember
podcast.
that? Remember that? Why don't
you?
That was it, wasn't it? Why don't you? Yeah, anyway. Right, predictions. Saturday predictions. Torquay against Maidstone, FA Trophy. Chris Wade.
2-0 to the home team.
Tom?
1-1 Torquay win on penalties.
Rach?
3-1 Torquay.
Love it. I'll have a 2-1. There we go.
Okay,
So Torquay
nice.
are definitely going through. That's fantastic.
Can I also just add, Clive, as well, because I feel like now is the appropriate time. Now we're at predictions. That stupid goal Maidenhead scored on Saturday cost me 10-point week because I was on for 10 points. I had 3-1 and I was ready at 2-0. I was willing as not to score, and then we go and give that bloody goal away. So I went from a 10-point week to a 7-point week in the predictions. But hey, there you go.
Can you hear our hearts bleeding, Chris? Can you hear it?
No one cares, do they?
Unlucky,
No, okay.
mate. Unlucky. Actually, 2-1 and 3-1 flattered both the home teams, didn't they? Really,
They did. But
Yeah.
Ben had 2-1. Ben had a 2-1,
easily.
so he was happy.
Yeah. Okay. Only speak if you need to. But is there any other business, please?
I was going to
ladies and
say,
gentlemen?
can we have an attendance prediction?
Oh,
for
that's
Saturday?
a good one.
What do you reckon the crowd's going to be? Is
1739.
the Mexican food going to lure the supporters in? Is it still Mexican food?
It's bangers and mash now, isn't it?
Oh, are they? Right, okay.
Hopefully the game
yeah.
will be a banger.
Boom, boom. Yeah. So what? Let's have a crowd prediction.
1739.
Yeah, I
that's
wonder
precise.
whether 2000 might be optimistic. I'll go 1650.
Yeah, we barely scraped 2,000 when we played Truro, and we know Maidstone won't travel in big numbers.
Ever.
And let's go 1,500.
1357.
Oh, blimey!
Yeah.
And that'll just be my 50-50 numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, more chance of
and I-
winning, I guess. More chance.
And I still won't bloody win it.
No.
Oh no.
Are we all still
Yes.
still doing the lottery, by the way? £10.
Oh,
a
yes.
month?
Yes, absolutely. And not only one person in this group's won so far, haven't they, Clive?
I think that's right, Chris. Yeah. Better to be lucky than good, they always
Well,
say. Don't they?
Well, it's the 14th, isn't it? So it's a couple of days away.
I know,
Nice little
I
Christmas
know.
bonus.
And if there's always time to buy a second or third ticket if you want to, it's going to the incredibly good cause of Torquay United Football Club. And we need, we know that we need absolutely every penny.
Yeah.
So,
and the exciting stuff that TUS do as well. If only maybe there's more to come from the TUS for Christmas. Who knows?
It could well be. TUS AGM coming up shortly, of course, at the Cove. So I think the papers are going out to members very soon if they haven't already on that. So yeah.
Do you have to get voted back in, Clive, or are you in until
diaries?
Until otherwise?
So I was lucky enough to be elected on a 2-year term. So I'm not
2-year deal.
Not up for re-election. Yeah, 2-year deal. Yeah.
Did he be released after a year or not?
They've been regretting that ever since. Yeah. Anyway, enough about my situation. Does anybody else have anything else to raise before we knock it on the head?
Only that I was disappointed that your trip to Saltash on Sunday got cancelled, Clive. Other than that, we're all good.
Well, have the ladies got a game? Torquay women got a game this weekend.
They have. I'm glad you asked me that, Rach.
It's very important.
They're playing Plimpton away. It's a Devon Cup game,
right?
And it'll be played at what we know as the MAP ground. So it's at Manadon not Maniton. That's on Dartmoor, isn't it? The Manadon Sports Hub, basically where Plymouth Parkway play as you come into Plymouth. So Danny Wyatt and the girls would love to see as many people as possible down there.
Outstanding.
There's new signings virtually every week now. We've signed another really good player whose name I cannot remember, I'm afraid, but she's from Exeter City and apparently
Molly.
Really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cup fever all weekend for Torquay.
Outstanding.
I'll now give a belated introduction to Gull'S Eye View, the movie. We really hope that you enjoy watching this. We had a hell of a laugh making it.
Tarantino-esque.
Thanks to Sam Swan for making it all happen behind the scenes as well. So
is all the swearing out of it, Clive, or is there some left in?
Talking over the narrator, for God's sake.
Worse than Swanee.
This is Gull'S Eye View, the movie. Enjoy.
Hello, Yellow Army. Welcome to a little extra Gull'S Eye View content for you this week. Tom reporting live from Littlehampton in West Sussex, my hometown. Started my journey to Maidenhead today. We've got some extra content coming your way. Myself, Clive and Chris coming in from the West Country as well. We're going to vlog our way today. So you'll see a mixture of videos, voice notes of the day, and hopefully we'll be able to add these into the Gull'S Eye View episode for next week. Today, Littlehampton are at home to AFC Portchester, who I do believe had about 4 million for their last home game, allegedly. So hopefully for those coming here today have bought a ticket. And I'm just on the way to the train station. It's a lovely morning here on the south coast of England. And yeah, today we'll put some clips together of our journey across and put it all together and add it into the episode this week. So I'm off to the train station now. I've got a train. It's about 20 past 8 at the moment, leaving Littlehampton at 8:45, so plenty of time for me to get there. Hope to see many of you there today, and I'll pass you over to Chris and Clive as they make their way up from the West Country.
Good morning, Yellow Army, and an artistic start to this morning. Having only just recovered from a late night on Wednesday night, we're off again to Maidenhead for hopefully another 3 points. As in Littlehampton, South Devon is a very hot and sunny place this morning. Look at that beautiful blue sky. And I'm walking down with young Ben Wade to the station to go and catch a train into Exeter, to then catch the 9:46 service from Exeter up to Reading, and then on to Maidenhead. We're not walking at 30 miles now, so don't worry. Looking forward to another 3 points today. Hopefully these injuries for midweek pull through to bat through another game, and we can look to have back-to-back away wins this week. We will see you there.
Good morning, everyone. Clive here, as you can see, just walking into Tor railway station. Unusually early for my train today. I've left myself a good 10 minutes, which is pretty much unheard of. The rest of this video I think is going to consist of me walking up and over a footbridge. So if you're not interested in that, you could probably tune out now. Should be a good day today. I think the weather forecast is decent. I'm sure there'll be a lot of Torquay in attendance at Maidenhead. We got good memories of that ground from when Noobs ripped it up for us a couple of years ago. And obviously we're trying to build on Wednesday night, which was a real morale booster after a few tough results. I'm pretty sure I walked past James Hammond just now as well. It was sort of close to the travel lodge near the station, so I don't know whether he might have been breaking his journey there, but good luck to everybody travelling, and we'll see you later.
Views from a train. Check out Arundel Castle in the fog this morning. Absolutely beautiful. Well,
Here at Gatwick Airport, if you do require the North Terminal, there is a complimentary shuttle that runs between the two, and that's located just outside the station building before you head to the South Terminal building. And if you are leaving us here, I wish you a very pleasant onward journey, and thank you for travelling with Tom.
London Victoria, here we are. Easy journey to the capital. About to head on the Circle line to Paddington, and then can make my connection to Maidenhead.
Change here for services to Marlow.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
And here I've arrived into Maidenhead, just awaiting on Chris and Clive. They should be here in about 10 minutes. Sun's just peeking through. Bit of an overcast afternoon, partly cloudy, I think you'd say. Seen a couple of Torquay fans already. Had a Guernsey fan on one of my trains, so hope they enjoy their day. But yeah, just waiting on the lads.
Let's go, Yellows. The posse is all here. Matty resplendent in purple. Just met the match commentator, Tom Diamond.
Was that?
He's looking forward to an exciting afternoon.
We're at the pub that we've been in for the last couple of hours, Clive. Lovely little establishment, wasn't it?
I've enjoyed it, even more that Spurs appears to have got a late winner against Man U, so that's all nice.
Get in, excellent. So we're off to the ground now. It's definitely Maidenhead, not
Maidenhead United.
Maidenhead, not Maidstone, as I think a fan got confused 2 years ago. We booked a hotel in
Strawberry Scenes.
No. So what do you think the game's going to be like today? Unchanged 11, Clive?
Well, Louis Dennis to start. There's a surprise.
A Watton
I'd have to
shithouse.
say. I think Paul Watton has perhaps been overly pessimistic about the ex-Bromley Stars' hamstring recovery ability. So,
Yellows!
You yellow!
So I know Maidenhead are not in great form at the moment, but I think a point here, 4 points from 6 away from home this week would be a good tally for the goals. But seeing the team, it's not within us to get 3 points. Hopefully, I've seen a lot of Torquay fans today, so I'm hoping for about 400 or 500. Lovely, the weather's quite nice, a lot of planes around, so if I get bored, at least I can watch the planes coming into Heathrow. So.
Trains also, you'll be able to get great views of the trains of the viaduct at the end of the ground.
Yeah. Matt, any last words from you?
I like their purple bins. I feel like I might have come dressed as one.
Purple bin? Oh yeah, there is a purple
very
bin there.
smart,
There you go.
Hey! Get on, mate! All over them. The supporters,
So it's half time here at Maidenhead Torquay, a 1-0 up thanks to a beautiful Callum Dolan goal.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've blown my voice.
Any beers there, Tommy?
Chris, first half performance, how do you feel so far?
Dominated the first half, most of their team. We just had to break through. We've been trying to move the ball around, move them around, left, right, and that's what we did with the goal. Moved them around, took them out of position. Great hit, get a second goal, job done. They should be down to 10 men, but let's just focus on the second half, do what we need to do.
Fantastic. Shall we go to the Haywoods? Matty!
Hello, Tom.
First half performance, how do you rate it, mate?
Well, I think we've played quite well, actually. We've looked quite aggressive going forward, and we've defended well, and we scored a good goal. So it's 1-0 on happy days, really, Tom.
Let's go to Clive.
Hi, Callum Dolan, fantastic effort that I thought. I didn't see it at all, but Tommy showed me the video. He shows me loads of videos. No, fantastic. Well done. Up the goals. We're 1-0 up. This is dreamland, really. Louis Dennis started the game. Didn't expect him to do that. Winning at half time. Let's keep it going. Come on.
We winning this?
I think so. Come on.
We winning this?
No, we'll lose 2-1.
Oh my days!
Very good.
Can I just say as well, what a fantastic turnout Yellow Army once again. Must be about 400 here this afternoon. We're with BBC commentator Tom Diamond.
Yeah.
Tom, 1-0 up at half time, a great Callum Dolan goal. What do you make of the first half performance?
That first half had everything from a National League South point of view, didn't it? A scrap, a goal, lots of headers. Look, Josh Umaras looked lively up front for Maidenhead. But what a first half for Torquay, followed on from Wednesday night. I've got to go for a wee and go back up there. Enjoy the game.
That's great content now. We love that.
Well, Roger, we're 1-0 up at half time. What do you make of that first half display?
Well, it's the first time I've seen them this season. And I was quite impressed with Torquay. We should have had a few more than the one goal. It's nice to see one of the Torquay old players playing for the other side, old Josh. I used to sponsor him, that's why I said.
Oh yeah, of course you did, yes.
Going on, but I think we're in total control, defence and attack, and I'm really surprised. And all the matter of going on with people on the websites and everything else, saying how rubbish, now this and that lot. What I've seen of Torquay today, I'm really happy.
Matty, give us your thoughts about the late own goal winner for the Yellows.
I'm not entirely sure what happened, but it was a lovely cross, and it was tucked in beautifully by their centre half. And it's limbed in the away end, and it's 2-0, and I don't know how long's left. 5 minutes?
Not more than that.
Maybe
It's only 25-5, but you feel as though that's a massive goal, don't you?
I do feel as though that's a massive goal. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Do you think the goals are going up?
Steady. I'll say yes for the purposes of content.
Okay,
yes.
have you got any songs that might reflect that?
The
goals are going up, ole, ole. Goals going up, ole, ole. Goals going up. Goals going up. The goals going up, ole, ole. Chris Way's just pointed out there's a corner to Maidstone. Not Maidstone, Maidenhead. We'll see what happens.
Walking out of full time, Torquay have won 2-1 away from home, 2 away games in a way. Fantastic result. It was honestly the goal from Ed at the end was not deserved, but just it is what it is. You know, Torquay and I don't make things easy for them, but we've won the game, 2 away games in a row, 2 wins in a week. What a way day crisis! Come on, the goal, Chris Clive. What do you make of the game? Yeah,
Matty and Tom Kelly here, rightly celebrating a mighty away performance.
That is
6 points in 3 days. Have that.
Post-match, on the train back to London, I have found the most attractive Haywood.
Listen, it's been a long search, but you found him.
I found them. Look at that pink Connor. Let's get my eyes checked.
It's
that
a beautiful
shirt.
I can't take any credit for designing the shirt, but I can't take any credit for us winning away. But we appear to have won 2 games away from home. And that's massive. I feel ecstatic. Yeah, we were the better team today. We deserve to win, and it's fantastic. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, first goal, an absolute grass daisy cutter by Callum Dolan. Second goal, probably an own goal, but we were comfortable for 90 minutes, and in true Torquay style, we left it with a bit to do at the end. But saw it out, 3 points, 2 away wins of the week. Can't ask for much more, and I think fair credit to the lads, fair credit to Paul Watton again. He kept it unchanged. Good old shithouse with Dennis in the team, but you know, have we turned a corner? Feels like it, doesn't it?
I sort of feel like we have. It was sort of dicey for about 3 minutes at the end, but we were the better team for the rest of it, and we deserve to win it. And it's sort of an unbelievable feeling that you turn up and you're the better team. Yeah, I really hope that this is the start of a long process, and maybe people will. This will be a video that is embarrassing in 6 or 7 months' time, but I do think that we've played really well, and you have to enjoy when you win away from home.
Absolutely. Of course, we are relying on Swally making sure that this all goes up.
Well, God knows, really. I mean, it's
we'll
a lottery. It's a lottery.
It's a lottery with Swally, but we'll see. But we'll toast to that. Thank you, Matty.
Cheers, up the goals.
Yeah, up the goals. Great week for the goals, and yeah, it feels like we've turned the corner now. So. Enjoy your trip back up north, back to Stockport, is it?
It'll fill me with great joy to sit on a silent Pendolino up to Stockport, and I can't wait for it. Cheers.
At the goals.
Here's Hargreaves, chance for Torquay. Chris Hargreaves, the captain. He stays onside. Carlisle checks instead. He's looking for Benyon.